Hello folks. So today we are going to discuss about the concept centralization versus decentralization. In our last lecture we had discussed about the authorities and responsibility concept. We talked about the basic difference between authority and responsibility. Uh, we learned about the concept of accountability and how a manager delegate a particular task. Today we are going to discuss about the centralization versus decentralization. Uh, Centralization and decentralization are actually about the amount of authority to delegate. Like, what is centralization and decentralization? Centralized organizations, the authority to make important decisions is retained by the top level managers. It means that little or no authority and job activities are delegated to subordinates. A relatively small number of line managers make the decisions and hold most of the authority and power. Whereas decentralized organizations, the authority to make important decisions is delegated to managers at all levels in the hierarchy. Like it is, if we see, decentralization concept is opposite to centralization, where authority and job activities are delegated rather than being held by a small management group. So, depending on various factors, actually organizations move back and forth on the centralization and decentralization continuum. So, for example, managing a crisis requires more centralized decision making, more centralized decision making, because decisions need to be made quickly. And a non-crisis or a normal work situation, whereas would favor decentralized decision making and will encourage employee empowerment and delegated authority. So, there are certain forces which work for in favor of centralization and in favor of decentralization. Like if the organization faces any crisis, or the management has the desire to control, to keep the control in their hand for each and everything, and they want to increase the consistency and reduce the cost. Actually, they make the centralization kind of system. Whereas if there's bigger size in the of the organization, and complexity is there in the structure, and diversity is there, and the top level management wants to empower their employees at all level. So these are the points which goes in favor of decentralization, or they are the forces for decentralization, supporting decentralization. Now if we say delegation of authority, so since so many individuals work in the same organization, it is the responsibility of management to lay down structure of relationship in the organization. Authority without responsibility is a dangerous thing, and similarly responsibility without authority is, you can say, an empty vessel. So everybody should clearly know to whom he is accountable. Corresponding to the responsibility, authority is delegated to the subordinates for enabling them to show work performance. So this will help in the smooth working of the enterprise by facilitating delegation of responsibility and authority. So reasons, if we see the reasons to decentralize authority, is like it encourages the development of professional managers, managers at all level, or employees at all level becomes empowered and because they have authority, so they gets encouraged for their development of professional. then managers are able to exercise more autonomy, but it can lead to a competitive climate. It means like because of the sufficient authority or adequate authority, they exercise more autonomy. Their dependency is less, and they can take the decisions related to a particular task. Reasons to centralize authority is like when the managers are not very skilled and would need further training, which can be expensive. So the management can keep the centralized system. And when there are new administrative costs, because new divisions need to be formed and lots of costs need to be incurred, so management may take a decision of continuing with the centralized system. Decentralization can mean duplication of function. It means like when we do the decentralization, actually there are multiple things which are being done at different level. So sometimes the duplication of function also happens. So like if a management is not interested to have that duplication of function, they may keep the system or organizational structure as centralized authority. Now there are various arguments for centralization and also for decentralization. Centralization can facilitate coordination. There's one authority who will be taking the decisions, so it facilitates the coordination, that all the people who are involved in a particular task will coordinate with the central authority. Then centralization can help ensure that decisions are consistent with organizational objectives, as with centralization the power lies with the top management, and also because they only set the objectives, so they are very clear that what kind of decisions they have to take so that the organizational objectives can be achieved. Then centralization can avoid duplication of activities by various subunits within the organization. As in our previous slide we have just discussed that in organization many times it happens that the similar kind of work is being performed by multiple levels. So if the centralized system is there, so that kind of duplication can be avoided. Then by concentrating power and authority in one individual or a management team, centralization can give top level managers the means to bring about needed major organizational changes. It means because the power and authority is with one individual, so or a particular management team, so what happens that taking a particular decision or adopting the changes or executing some strategy becomes little easier. Now there are various arguments for decentralization also. Like top management can become overburdened, like a manager alone cannot perform all the tasks assigned to him. So in order to meet the targets, the manager should delegate authority. So like delegation of authority means division of authority and powers downwards to the subordinate. So delegation is about entrusting someone else to do part of your job. So delegation of authority, when we say it can be defined as subdivision and suballocation of powers to the subordinates in order to achieve the effective results. So the top management can be because manager cannot do everything, so they have to just delegate their responsibility and authority. Motivational research favors decentralization. Why? Because when managers at all level become empowered with adequate this authority, then it motivates them to get to take effective decisions in the organization and to produce effective results also. Then decentralization permits greater flexibility, more rapid response to environmental changes, because it is more flexible, because managers at all level are interacting with different kind of environment, and if they are empowered to take decisions with adequate authority, so they can take their decisions on time, and it provides greater flexibility. Decentralization can result in better decision, because so many minds are thinking in different directions, so it leads to better decision making also. And decentralization can increase control, because now the only top management is not responsible for the controlling part, rather at every level the close controlling or close monitoring is being done, and if any deviation takes place, it is rectified. Then there are limitations for centralization and limitations for decentralizations. So if we talk about centralization limitation, development of low level managers are hampered, because they are not having the authority to take decisions, and they are not having proper they are not having adequate authority, and opportunity given to exercise initiative and judgment is negligible, so they are not motivated, we can say. And it is a costly affair and delays decision making, because all the decisions has to be taken by the top level people. It creates problem of effective communication, because it is coming downwards, so the management things can be communicated to the bottom level people, but the bottom level problem do not reaches properly to the top management. No scope, because those people are not involved in the decision making, so no scope of specialization, as a person may have to look into many things. So one person is responsible for many tasks, so only the completion becomes the agenda rather than the perfection. There are limitations of decentralization also. It creates problem in coordination at different levels are there. So many people at every level are empowered also, they have authority to take decisions, and they all have different minds, so sometimes it create the problem of coordination. It may result in higher administrative expenses, as qualified managers are needed to different divisions. So and due to different policies and procedures of each unit in a decentralized organization, inconsistencies may arise in organizational activities. Like every department may have their own policies and procedures, so it becomes difficult, or difficult means inconsistency kind of thing will be there, and it will not be same at all level. These are a few examples of centralized organization, like dictatorship, military thing. In dictatorship are usually ruled by a single powerful figure. Military, where in traditional system, if you see, the military has been the classic example of this, where the general orders to the captain, and captain of used to order to lieutenant, and so on it was going. Then even government is a centralized system. TV shows are created by centralized organizations that decide what we watch and when we watch it. And if think literally about it, one message is sent down the airwaves for us to watch at the other end. Examples of decentralization is open source software, where there are two decentralized organization examples, open source software, think of Linux. It is freely available, and thousands of volunteers update it, but nobody owns it. Peer-to-peer software is also one example. Terrestrial and internet is also examples of this decentralized system. And the organizations must have a balance of this centralized and decentralized thing, and few are the examples of like Wikipedia, Facebook,